Let's rock and roll. We are live. Woo!
Woohoo!
Trevor,
Hey,
mate,
Chad,
are
how
you
are you, bud?
excited or what?
Oh, mate, it's sort of like it was a pretty dull day, and then all of a sudden this happened, mate. So let's rock and roll.
Yeah. So look, just so everyone knows, we met not that long ago actually. When did we meet last year sometime?
Uh, yeah, the year's flying. We actually met late last year. I was
Yep.
You were doing a video for builders registration.
Ah, really? Speaking of
Yeah.
such, I have a surprise for you.
Oh, bloody hell, mate!
Have you actually seen this?
I have very quickly watched it. I noticed I've my hair's washed down to the bottom of my chin.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
it's frozen for us. So that's when
mate,
you were unshaven. Oh, here we go. He's back
yeah,
on. So
yeah.
this is not your first time. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. This is not your first time in front of the camera in a kitchen. So
No. Instagram actually can prove that, mate. I've done a couple of home videos on Instagram and that kind of thing. But in general,
sweet,
this is the first um, organised and produced by someone other than myself.
sweet. And so this gives us an indication of what. Hang on, an indication of what you do for a living.
Yes, very much so.
So you're a builder, and on LinkedIn you call yourself an entrepreneur. So explain that one. You're a builder. You're a bit of a cook slash
Yeah,
chili chef.
yeah.
Explain how you get about doing all these things and what else you do.
Okay. As my lovely better half puts it, I'm a multifaceted entrepreneur
Yeah.
with multi passions and that kind of thing. So obviously, building that's been the my life for 20 years. Working in the
Yep.
construction industry, whether it's supervising, whether it's plastering, whether it's now as a registered builder, and
Yep.
my side project has always been chillies. So
Yep.
love of
So
chilies, and
just give us an idea of how seriously obsessed with chilies you are.
really,
Actually,
let's
while you're talking about that, show us the chilies on the other side of the bench.
come on over. There's a couple of leads in the road, but we've got a few varieties of what I have at home. Now,
Nice.
let's just say chili head is probably the word that we should be using.
Yeah.
I have 100 different varieties at the moment.
When you say you have 100 different varieties, do you mean you grow 100 different varieties?
I have 100 different varieties of plant growing at the
Oh,
moment.
wow.
I'm hoping for the Malta fruit. I picked up 20 different varieties out of the States early this year, like as
Yep.
in about Australia Day. So they're sort of like seedlings that are about this big in general.
Yep.
But yeah, the hope is I'm actually building a couple of hothouses and that kind of thing right at the moment. So
Yep.
hopefully have chilies going all the way through the cold winter months, which the magic thing is that they keep everyone feeling warm.
Fantastic.
So,
And obviously there's a lot of stuff about chilies that you would really really appreciate, probably more than your common person like me. If you look
yep.
at this, so this is a chili I have, a chili sauce I have. It's called Beyond. It's called Beyond Insanity. I don't know if that's going to focus or not. Beyond Insanity. That's 300,000 Scoville, which isn't a lot, but still
Yep.
bites.
That's called
Now
Da
this,
Bomb.
yeah,
Da
it's called
Bomb.
what?
Beyond Insanity. Da Bomb. Yeah, it's
Da
out of the
Bomb.
States. I know that
Yep.
particular one. Don't worry, we could actually go down the chili sauce path as well. Because I was lucky enough to go to the chili festival out in Wandon earlier this year, just before we all got closed down and locked indoors. So I managed to come home with several bottles of chili sauce as well. So I love my chili sauce. I love making my chili sauce. I love using chilies to make chili sauce.
You'd probably be a bit of a critic, wouldn't you? I mean, this one, like, there's a big difference between this one and the other one I got as a present from my kids. They love seeing the pain. Is this one, which you know as well? I think that one's pretty popular. But that one's called Ultra Death Sauce. That's 900,000 Scoville. They're very different in the way they act. This one's kind of slow growing. It's a slow bell curve to the heat. This one, on the other hand, is like instant fire that really affects the parts of your mouth that it touches, whereas this is like just a general burn. Can you explain why that actually happens with different chilies, why they affect in that way?
It's to do with the profile of the chili, because there's about 5 main cultivars of chili around that are commercially done, from your capsicum chinchillies through to your annums, plubenses, bactums, etc. So there's 5 types of chilies, and each chili within the cultivar will affect your mouth in different ways. So the idea is that they will create a burn, but some will hit you like punching you in the face, so to speak, really hot, really quick. Others will be like slow burns and that kind of thing, and just build up and just keep building and building and building. It depends on the type of chili that the cultivar the plant comes from can affect that. And each individual chili variety can affect you differently as well. And the flavors. There's so many different flavors when it comes to chilies. You can get,
so how many different chilies are there? How many different varieties are there?
How long's a piece of rope? There's so many different chilies going in. So many different varieties. There is a lot of there's a lot of people racing for different things, like trying to produce the hottest chili over the world. So obviously, most people will have heard of the Carolina Reaper or the Smoking Ed's Carolina Reaper is the actual Guinness record holder and that kind of thing. So that in theory is the hottest chili, but that's obviously organised by a company called Guinness. So there's supposedly chilies that are hotter, but that is the highest certified chili. So obviously gone through things through universities or people with doing chili testing. I'm not going to say the word because I just can't get my mouth around it today.
And so this one here has, I think in the ingredients, it's got just tons of different chilies. Is that breaking some rules in terms of what you do with chili, just kind of cramming a heap of chilies together in order to get the heat kind of up there? Or is there a science in having, 15 different chilies in the same sauce?
We'll call it madness, and so to speak. You can develop different chilies, mainly because depending on the heat profile and the flavor profile that you're after, can work. But in general, if you work several chilies and not overdo it, you'll get a truer flavor. So, because some chilies, the flavor is just sort of like, you don't even register a flavor. It's just sort of like instant heat and that kind of thing, and you don't get flavor. Whereas other chilies give a lot of flavor. For instance, 2 chilies. Okay. This is a 7-pot yellow. This is a white ghost pepper. Okay. Both, in theory, get about the 1 million Scovilles. So that's hotter than either of those sauces that you've just run me through.
Yep.
Okay. The yellow pot is very, how do I put it? Very popular for sauce making, mainly because it has such an interesting flavour as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of really hot yellow coloured sauces use the 7-pot yellow.
Yeah.
Whereas your ghost pepper is it's a sneaky little fella.
Yeah.
It'll tease you, and then it'll come up from behind you and hit you.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So can I ask you, what's your, and it's probably a tough question, what would your favorite chili be in terms of that balance between heat and flavor?
Very hard question. I really love a lot of the chilies out of Mexico and the chilies out of Peru. Both of them are great flavors. They're not ridiculously hot.
Yep.
As in, because when we talk chilies, you're usually talking, your mild, medium, hot, super hot. Super hot's the big competitive area that there's a lot of different chilies being developed, and they've got ridiculous heat signatures. I do find one of my favorite chilies that I tried when I was in Peru was the Amarillo, which actually means yellow in English, which is sort of like a bright orange, almost looks like a carrot.
Yeah.
Is probably one of the ways to describe it. And the heat profile is very similar to a cayenne pepper.
Oh, okay.
So not ridiculously hot.
Yeah.
Hot enough to know that you've eaten it, but it's got a lot of flavour.
I guess it depends on kind of, because you can build up a tolerance. You can build up a tolerance. So like, we went out for dinner one night, and we had these Crazy Wings, this place called Crazy Wings in Glen Waverley, and they had these wings with chili on them, and it was like this powder coating, like you could see the chili, and you get it that close to your nose, and it starts to get really hot. Anyway, my wife went to the toilet, and I may have put just a little bit on the edge of her glass of water. So,
you're a nasty man, Nasty.
So she she had a drink, and she can I just do it?
Like that.
Can I do it for you? She goes like this. She's happy. She's just sitting there. She's happy. She takes a drink from the water, and she goes, "What did you do?" Like this. She almost vomited out the front. So, so her tolerance wasn't great.
First time I've heard that comment.
It's a good one. Jeez, it was good. Now, quick question from Matthew: do you grow your own chili? If so, what would you recommend for a person that likes cooking hotter curries? That's from Matt Green. Thanks, Matt.
Okay, well, Matt, yes, I grow a lot of chilies. I've got anything from the world's the most mild chili, which is literally zero in heat, so to speak, because when we talk Scovilles, right through to the hottest ones I have got are literally topping out about 2.4 million Scovilles.
Do you eat those?
I eat most of them, but I'm not crazy to just grab a chili and just bite it. I usually use it in cooking and that kind of thing. It's about adding flavour or drying it in chili flakes, that kind of thing, that makes the food more enjoyable. It's not just straight out burn the crap out of myself. So it's about control, but you can go for if you want hot. There's a million and one options in hot. That's not a problem. I mean, obviously, it is harder to get hot, especially if you're going to like supermarkets and that kind of thing. But specialty retailers, you will get some that are really hot. For instance, as I said, the ghost pepper. This is the white version. There is a lovely red version that is all nobbled and that kind of thing. That roughly comes in about 1 million Scovilles. That is nice and hot.
Now, like the ghost pepper is a really popular one, yeah. So
yeah. It's
but is it actually? But is it all it's cracked up to be in terms of flavor? Like, has it got that reputation because of flavor, or just because of heat, or because of the name Ghost? Sounds scary, right?
Yeah. Naga But Joker. Yeah, and I apologise to anyone with any Indian heritage. as I've just decimated that name.
Apologies accepted.
Obviously, called the ghost pepper. The actual translation is ghost pepper, is my understanding, from the Indian language. Now, it does have some heat. Now, there is some beautiful ones that is a little bit more flavoursome out of around Bangladesh, called the Naga Monarch, which has a very similar heat profile. We're talking 100,000 Scovilles. So
that's pretty good.
I mean, we're talking 100,000 less than the ghost pepper. So still super hot, but from all accounts, a lot better flavour. I'm hoping to pick up and grow some early next year, but right at this moment, don't have any to be able to turn around and say they've got a better flavour. I have heard from everybody that a lot of the 7-pot chilies, now they're called 7-pot simply because they reckon one chili can flavour 7 pots of sauce and that kind. They're out of the Caribbean. They're really good in flavour.
Great.
Also,
just quickly. No, you go. Then I've got something from Dan.
I was just going to say, one of the other chilies that is renowned for a good flavour is the Carolina Reaper. That one that's the Guinness Book hottest chili is renowned for hot flavour, hot and flavour. Now, I find its flavour very similar to a habanero.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So it's very, very similar flavour. It's got that little blowback that goes through the nose, but then there's a lot more heat behind it that comes. Yeah.
Sweet. So Dan Williams says he's loving the content, and he says, as the cook of the house, I froth a chili. I don't know what that means. Froth a chili. Froth at the mouth for a chili. Okay. What spice would you? What spice? He's a pom, so no one really understands him. So, what spice would you advise to a toddler? Dan, I can answer that one. There we go. This is called Ultra Death Sauce. I give it to my kids, not the toddlers, but the teenagers and their friends. But he loves a korma, but not too mild. Dad loves a very spicy one. What's a tasty medium?
A tasty medium sauce or chilies? Are you thinking?
I'm probably the end product, which would be a sauce. I'd say. What would be a tasty medium?
Come on over. Where are we going? We'll go this way.
Oh, by the way, that was Lauren talking. Everyone, that was Lauren, Trevor's wife. Thank you, Lauren, for holding the camera.
The better half.
Oh, shut up! Oh, I haven't cleaned my fridge. Damn it!
Don't. Okay.
It's okay. We're in lockdown.
Okay, now if you're going to talk hot, now this is a guy out of Melbourne called Uncle Mungo's, worth getting into.
Ooh.
Now this is one that I actually met him out at the Chili Festival, Chili and Herb Festival earlier this year. This is definitely what I consider, and on his advice, was the best flavoured sauce that he makes. He has some nasty ones. He's actually just released a COVID-19 sauce as well. So, and he's talking it beat 19 out of 10. He calls this one 7 out of 10. This is using the ghost pepper in a barbecue sauce flavour.
19 out of 10. Might be tasty. I don't know if it's tasteful. But yeah.
You'll taste it when you wake up in the morning.
Yeah. But I think I've seen that before. That looks familiar.
Yeah. He's Wonga Park, I do believe. So just in the foothills of the Dandenongs.
Nice.
He's really good. So, but also another one company that has always been good in hot sauce and that kind of thing.
Yep.
Now this is the Chili Factory. They're at Mospit in New South Wales, so just out of Sydney.
Yep.
They make a good variety of sauce. Now they're the ones that originally did the Butch Tea chili, which was the hottest chili in the world there for a while. They actually grew it. So they're pretty good.
This kind of information, if anyone wants this kind of information. Like I know we'll go through it tonight, some of it tonight, but I do want to share a couple of things with everybody. One is this one, which is that's your website. So people can go to your website. No doubt they can contact you through there. I'm sure you'll have lots of information on there as well.
Building it up. So it's a slow process, but obviously right at the moment, got a little bit of time to throw a bit at it as well. So for sure.
Yep. And then we've also got, just quickly while I'm clicking away here, right there. And this one is a good place for everyone to go because I know that you're pretty regular on this. And there's tons of stuff on there for people to have a look at. So, whoops, that's the wrong one. That's my page. But we get the idea.
Shad, what are you doing?
I always stuff up at least once technically, so it's okay. Now, we're going to cook some things soon. We have quite a few viewers. Let's see what the comments are saying. Someone might have a whoa, there's a few questions. Hang on. We got this one. Good question. We took our kids to an Asia country and increased their chili tolerance. So that's cool. Thank you, Matthew. Uncle Mungo's, I like it. So Lane is familiar. Welcome, Lane. We got, what is your go-to curry recipe that keeps guests talking afterwards? Matt's on to the curries.
Good question. Good question. Probably my favorite, and it's one that we enjoy, is a Sri Lankan bean curry. Is probably the one that I really enjoy. It's not super hot, but like anything, you can add more chili and make it hotter. Is the great thing.
And you were talking earlier, before this, you were talking about what you were eating for dinner tonight, which was the sausage rolls. Are they still there, or did you finish them? Do you want to have a quick look?
The sausage rolls are in the oven. We've turned the oven off. We can go over and have a look if you want. Yeah.
It looked beautiful. It made me hungry, even though I've eaten.
Come on over, everyone.
Which it's not hard to do that.
Okay.
Frank's chili sauce. Yep.
Oh, Frank's red hot chili sauce.
Yeah, Maddie likes that.
Yeah, that's a classic for buffalo wings.
So what's this? These aren't meat sausage rolls, are they?
No, these are black bean. So it's a mock meat sausage roll.
Nice.
So it's black beans, which I soaked overnight and then cooked. Onion, paprika, garlic, hot sauce, always hot sauce. But I did use the more mild Tapino hot sauce.
Sweet.
Which is out of California.
Nice. So, and can you promise everyone that you'll put the recipe for those on the with the suggestions for the sauce on your Instagram or something?
Sure. Yeah. I will.
Put you on the spot. No, Dan Williams, he's got a big thing. He goes, yeah.
If everyone's seen on Instagram, I usually put everything up there. So whether it's the Bitten By Chilli side of things or Trev's World Eats, which is the other side, which is where sort of I got to where I am now. Yeah. Which was a New Year's resolution to make a dish from every country in the world and keeping myself honest. That's how I started on Instagram.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, guys, keep these questions and comments coming through. All right. Just reading Dan Williams thing here. I lived in India for a year, lived off muck. I won't even try to pronounce that. Mukhanawa. Anyway, which is really nice. Kick for veggies. Look forward to recipe. Do you know what I was trying to say there? Mukhanawala.
Mukhanawala. You know what? I probably just butchered it just like everyone else.
Just like I did.
I was saying everyone else, Shad. You're just included.
Oh, yeah. By default.
No. It's obviously, different languages. Our tongues just can't get around some of the words and the pronunciations.
True. So, now, guys, if you're watching this and you're enjoying it, Trevor's about to cook something for us, and it'd be great if you guys could tag a friend who loves cooking, tag a friend who loves chilies, or just be a friend and tag everybody that you know. Would be great. Or just share this straight to your profile, or if you have like a community page that you follow, or you're an admin at a community page, would really appreciate. I mean, this isn't for money. This is for the love of chili, and to give everyone something to do during this isolation period. So if you can share the love, that'd be great. Just give them a chance to do that. Hopefully our numbers spike a little bit. So Trevor, tell us what you're going to cook for us. Well, we're not going to get to eat it, unfortunately, but what are you cooking?
Okay. I'm going to do a classic Mexican dish, chili Rios. So it's actually a dish that I actually got to try in Mexico as well when I actually went there. So what it is a chili stuffed with cheese, fried in batter, and then a tomato sauce on top of it. So it is good.
Oh, yum.
And the great thing is, the way I'm doing it tonight, it is vegetarian. I'm not going to go down the vegan path because obviously the cheese, but if you substitute the cheese and use an egg substitute, you could make it even vegan.
Sure.
So
very cool. So what needs to happen?
All right. Well, let's go with this little bad boy. This is a poblano pepper. So
can you tell us a little bit about this one?
Okay. It is the same chili when it's dried becomes a ancho chili. It's not ridiculously hot. It is around 2,500 Scoville, so about half the heat of a jalapeno. So it's beautiful dark green chili. What we'll do is we'll blacken it, let it sweat, and then we can peel the skin off and cut it open and pull the seeds out, and then we stuff it with cheese. We're going to use cream cheese, cheddar cheese, and an egg mixed together as the filling. Then we will just roll in a bit of flour, mix it in, make up a batter, and then bang, off we go.
So this is a pretty simple dish. And what's the turnaround time to making this dish?
If you're prepared and that kind of thing, we're talking 25 minutes if you're going to blister the peppers straight away. But you can do them earlier. And if you do them early, it's probably 10 to 15 minutes tops. So quicker than takeaway. So
you're gonna blister one of them for us, but you've got the other ones prepared?
Yep. Yes, yeah, I actually have some that I've already prepared. I've already blistered, de-skinned, because what I did, I put them over a flame, blackened all the skins. Then after they're all blistered, put them in a bowl covered and let them sweat for a little bit. The skins then just peeled off, sliced them using a teaspoon, just remove the seeds and that from inside. So you've got a nice big cavity there, so to speak, that we're going to stuff with cheese. Then we're going to put a batter on it, fry it, and then we're going to, at the same time, we're going to make a little tomato sauce that we put on there as well.
Oh, it already looks good. And I had to stop eating chili for a bit because I got a stomach ulcer, but I'm willing to risk another stomach ulcer to eat that, but I can't. So sad. Okay, so let's go.
It's okay. The great thing is this particular dish you can do with quite a few different chilies. So if you have a different heat tolerance, obviously poblano is traditional. I've got a couple other chilies that I can quickly show you that you could use as well.
Yeah. So I'm a bit of a heat guy though. I'm 80% for the heat. No, probably 70% for the heat, 30% for the flavor.
Okay, no, that's right, because I've got 3 different green chilies here. Okay, these are all what they call as New Mexico chilies. So we've got an Anaheim, so it's slightly smaller.
Yep.
Joey Parker and a Big Jim. So these are 3 different types of chilies.
Yep.
Now, there is a one called a Sandara that I've got growing that I haven't got any fruit off yet.
Yep.
Okay. This fellow sits about 3,000, so he's similar to a Pablemo. The Sandara is about 10,000. So
Okay.
it is about twice as hot as a jalapeno.
Yeah.
It's a nice big chili. You can stuff it, cheese, vegetables, rice, meat. There's a lot of options there that you can put inside your chili. Batter, fry.
Yep. Is it a myth that the smaller ones are the hotter ones, or is that true or not? The smaller they get, the hotter they are, or is it just with the standard red chili?
That can be with chilies are so challenging. Is probably where I'm going with it. You can get ones that are really small that are ridiculously hot, and you can get some that are quite large that are ridiculously hot. So
So it's a myth. It's a myth then.
It's a bit of
Must
a myth,
be.
simply because there's so many people breeding different types of chilies
Yep.
that it's not like it's let's talk, say, roses. You've got a red rose, a yellow rose, a white rose, etc., etc. They're all roses. They're just a different color. This is people actually competing to try and get hotter chilies and different colors. So you can get chocolate colored ones, and they can hurt you, really hurt you.
Yeah.
I mean, as chilies go, the hotter the chili, usually the weirder the name. So if it's got a very traditional type name, like say a bird's eye or something like that, or a jalapeno, it's not going to be ridiculously hot as say something that's Bob's flamethrower.
Yeah. All right,
So,
let's get cooking as we chat. And let us know what you're doing.
All right.
Can't wait for this. This is going to be delish.
Let's blister this chili. So we've got the fire up and going. So let's just put it in on the fire.
Just put it straight on there.
Yep. You can probably hear it crackling.
Not really.
Yeah. So sometimes it's sort of like almost like a match being struck, or wood burning over a fire.
So where do you get your information? Like, where do you get do you watch YouTube tutorials or
I watched a few. Probably one of the greatest things or experiences I got was traveling through Latin America. So I got to see some chilies. Well, we're going to call it their natural environment. So areas where they originally came from. So you've got obviously the Mexicans are well renowned for chilies, and the Peruvians. And I was lucky enough to experience both those countries. Now, in general, the Peruvians actually like their chilies a bit hotter than the Mexicans, but a lot of cultivars of chilies came out of Peru, and it's even when I visited Machu Picchu, they were actually discussing that the Incas were actually growing chilies there. Yeah. So they've been very popular in the pre-Columbian cultures through Latin America.
Yeah.
With the chilies, and it's just purely a love of chilies. I mean,
so if people yeah, we've got a bit of a delay, but if people want to learn more, what's the best resource? Is it just YouTube and Instagram? What's good for learning?
The internet is really good. I did listen to an awesome podcast about the race for chilies and that kind of thing, which is actually through Amazon, which was really good, but, done by an Australian guy. That kind of thing. That was really an eye-opening because it was more discussing about the race for producing the hottest chilies.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of it is the internet. The classic one for years, it's been people growing a really hot chili and eating.
Yeah. Would you be open to, for a follow-up episode, would you be open to maybe, now this is going to be really tricky how we might do this. Actually, it might be impossible. Because I was thinking we could somehow get in the hands of some of the viewers if they want to volunteer. I can fit about 5 people apart from me, so 5 people in this format, and I was thinking we could have them all doing the chili. You know how they line up the chilies and they go from the weakest strength up to the hottest strength, and then we could have you there commentating. So we'd have 4 people doing that with you commentating, but they would have to source their own chilies because you couldn't send it because then you'd have to handle it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you sent it without handling it. I don't know. But that might be a nice event to see how people react to the different chilies that you kind of, the list that you choose.
Yeah, no, there is probably a possibility, because obviously the great thing is that I'm actually growing some of the chilies.
Yep.
So who knows? If there's some crazy people out there that are interested, we might be able to work out a way to make it.
Yeah. So, okay. We'll discuss that, and we'll see if we can. If anyone in the audience now wants to volunteer for that, put your hand up. So
there will be a waiver sent out first to say that it's hot, and if it hurts, it's hot.
Too bad. Yeah. Tell someone who cares. All right. So Matthew Green says, what are the best chilies to grow in southern Victoria?
I suppose it depends on what conditions and that kind of. If you want to grow them inside, you could grow any type of chili. I have several varieties in pots that if I wanted, I could bring inside, but currently building some hothouses that will deal with that so they can live beautifully over winter. I've had some great chili. I've actually had a chili that is 3 years old and still in the ground. So a lot of the Peruvian type chilies seem to like a little bit more cold and will keep going. Whereas I find habaneros, that kind of thing, seem to, as soon as you get quite a bit of cold happening, they die off.
Yeah. Well, this is actually a really good question because even we thought about when everyone started buying out everything from the supermarkets, we thought, well, should we just start growing our own veggies and stuff? So what's a chili that grows quickly that gives you a good kind of return?
Chilies that good return. Probably the bird's eyes are probably always worth the shot. They're small chilies, but they're very prolific. So you'll get a small shrub that is probably 2 to 3 feet high, so 60 to 90 centimeters, and it'll look a little bit like a Christmas tree, as in the way it's covered. Think of a Christmas tree with its lights and that kind of. You'll get a lot of chilies. They'll be small chilies. Let me show you. I've got some African bird's eyes. So to give people an idea of the size.
Nice.
He's around that size. And heat-wise, they're reasonably hot without being ridiculous.
Yeah, but you can obviously use them sparingly and still get the flavour.
Very much so. Chili is obviously working out what kind of chili flavour you like and that kind of, and then adding enough chili that works. Obviously, I like chili a little bit more than my lovely Lauren, and therefore, in a lot of cases, that's why there's a lot of chili sauce and that kind of thing. If I want a bit more heat, I add a bit more chili sauce.
Yep.
So she's not sitting around with her mouth burning and telling me that there was too much chili in something.
Like my wife was. Okay, so let's.
Yes, but I don't put it on people's glasses, mate.
I know I'm horrible. Yeah, what do we do next with this dish?
All right.
So we've blistered the chilies.
we've blistered the chilies. We've let them sweat.
Yep.
And then what I've done is removed the skins. You can actually see a couple of little bits of skin still there. And then what I've done is on the chopping board, open them up, use a spoon to just scoop out the majority of seeds.
Yep.
So that they're just nice wide cavity.
Yep.
Okay. Then what we'll do is I'm going to actually make the filling. So it's pretty much cream cheese.
Oh,
Some cheddar.
Lauren, I love your camera work. You've done this before. That was cheddar, wasn't it? You said cheddar, didn't you?
Yeah, I did say cheddar. So that, obviously you can see it's softened a little bit, which is perfect, but we need to soften it a little bit more. What I'll do is actually add an egg. And then it's time for a little bit of elbow grease.
That sounds disgusting. But
That's some background noise.
Yeah.
Some people would love that sound.
Hot chili woman while we do this.
Yeah. We can do that.
Yeah, I'm sure you could, mate.
On the replay.
So, yeah, I'm sorry if it sounds a little bit...
What's that thing that people have an obsession with listening to those kind of sounds? It's an abbreviation. I don't know what it means, though.
I don't know where
you haven't heard of that?
Mate, so.
Oh, like on YouTube, that it's like really popular. People will just listen to these kinds of sounds on their own, and it's supposed to be therapeutic. But anyway, if anyone knows what that is, can you put it in the comments?
All right, you can see that it's mixed in. It's reasonably.
Nice. Yeah, it's called ASMR. Thank you, Maddie. ASMR is the set is what is it? It just describes the satisfaction people have listening to weird sounds like we just heard. Okay, so what are you doing now?
All right, what I'm doing is putting the cheese that I've just mixed up inside the chili. So nice big teaspoonful.
Yeah. See, I would be tempted to just put way too much in.
Yeah, no, don't.
Does it matter?
As long as you can close it, because obviously when we're battering it and frying it, the last thing we want is it open and cheese start pouring out.
Yeah. All right.
We want when we open it and it's battered and all delicious, we want to open it and have a nice cheesy mouthful.
Yeah. So it'll overcook the cheese it spills out, which will give it a burnt flavor, yeah?
Possibly. And
right.
The great thing is cheese or any milk products has something that stops the chili burning. So think of it like this. We've got something that stops the chili burning inside a chili.
Ah, gotcha.
So it's sort of like it is really good not to overfill it. You want the cheese so it's all nice and so forth in there.
Yep.
So we'll get this going. We'll let
so this is actually pretty quick dish, isn't it? Like what's this good for? I mean, obviously you could serve it as a meal, but it's probably good for kind of finger food for guests or something. Well, is it finger food or do you cut through it or what?
I would chili Rios. I would probably cut through, but you could do something very similar and create a jalapeno popper. So slightly smaller, same idea, just filled with cheese, battered, fried, and obviously your jalapeno is a little bit smaller.
Yep.
So you could easily do your jalapeno popper with the cheese inside, deep fried, and picking it up and enjoying it. A little bit. I actually did this with some padron peppers, which is a Spanish version.
Okay.
Not long ago, as well. So pretty much any sort of we'll say large-bodied chili or especially if it's got a thin, a thick outer wall, is great for stuffing.
Yeah. Dan says this looks like it would smell amazing, and I reckon that my salivary glands are working overtime right now because this is making me really hungry. That looks
that's
awesome.
Good. As long as it's making you hungry, that is the great thing. So while we let these rest for a minute, let's make the sauce that's going to go on the chilies after they're battered.
Okay. Matty Green, I'm not asking that question. Get out of here, you.
All right.
Hey, hang on 2 seconds. Matt has a question for you, Trevor. Do you have a solution for calming the hot ring the morning after a good chili? You don't have to answer that.
No. May I suggest yogurt? Yogurt
What? Directly onto the
area that's hot. May help reduce the pain. It's purely a suggestion. If you want to go there with yogurt, go for your life.
Great answer. Are you speaking from experience? I don't think so.
No experience. All right. Got some olive oil in a pan.
I'm sure everyone's getting great value out of this. If you don't learn how to cook a meal, at least you know where to put your yogurt.
Well, I would hope so. All right, so don't get a little bit of garlic in the olive oil.
All right, garlic. Got to concentrate. I'm still laughing.
No, hey,
all right.
This is all about fun, mate. Keep laughing.
Garlic.
It's
exactly.
more enjoyable.
This is what chili does for people. It brings people together, helps them laugh, and if you burn, then
or is that just isolation, mate?
I don't know. I think isolation after a couple of months people are gonna go a bit stir crazy.
So I've got this going. Actually, what I'll do is a can of chopped tomatoes.
All right. So you've got oil, garlic.
Garlic, yep.
And chopped tomatoes.
Now homemade vegetable stock.
Homemade vegetable stock. All right.
Yeah,
is that a secret recipe?
No. It's just all the old veggies thrown in a pot and boiled. So it's about as simple as it gets, mate.
Yep.
So what we'll do is that. Yeah, we want to bring that up to the boil and some oregano. So I just got to get this back up to temperature.
Yep.
Get that boiling. Then what I'll do is use a stick mixer just to blend everything down so it's nice and smooth. And I'll add a little bit of flour just to thicken it up.
Okay.
So
see, there's that ASMR. Yep. Can we just get some ASMR on that pot there for a second? Actually, Lauren, stay where you are because I know you're charging the battery on the phone. So that's all right. We'll get the ASMR for the ASMR listeners a little bit later. Lane said, nice legs. Have you got shorts on?
No, I haven't. And
interesting.
Whose legs?
Or maybe he's.
Is she watching something else and saying that she's watching?
Lane's. I don't know. Lane's. Maybe Lane just likes your legs. All right, so let's move on. What's next? Wait in line, Lane. I met him first.
What's next?
All right. Let's. While this is coming up to temperature, let's make the batter. So it's really simple. So I've got Literally just some self-raising flour.
Yep. Mate, I'm
Some
telling.
egg.
Did you read my mind? Because this is literally all of my favorite things: chili, cheese, and batter. Like that is me. I love it. Yep. So egg, self-raising flour.
Yep, self-raising flour and just some water. So we're just going to slowly break it down. Add a little bit more water. We just want a nice batter consistency. So think pancakes, that kind of thing. So
Is this and when you put this on, is there different ways? Oh, hang on. Lane's explaining himself. Just the view in the bottom shot thought it was funny. Oh, I missed it. I'll watch that later, Lane. So I'm interested to know with the application. That's a good shot of a finger. Lauren, we've got your finger in front of the lens, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. She's hiding something.
That's a surprise later, aren't they?
So, yeah, so I'm interested to know when you dip this, are you going to kind of try to coat the whole thing, or do you just do it kind of slapstick, let it coat some bits, don't worry about others? How do you do it?
very, very, very simply.
Did you say gently?
Simply.
Oh, simply, yep.
So when the skin's off the chili, it coats in flour really easily.
Nice.
So when I dip it in the batter's going to stick to it and straight into some oil.
Yeah.
Fry up that way.
Cool.
So that's that. I'm just going to bring this across.
Is Lauren trying to flip the phone around because it was on her? Now it's
No.
Hey,
it was purely a battery issue, mate.
Oh, I see.
We're just talking and just chewing through the battery tonight.
Now it's got that really nice, gentle kind of vignette. Yeah, it looked like an old wedding photo for a second. That's perfect.
No, is it good? Is it good now?
Yes, yeah, it's good.
That was my smudgy finger.
The old Vaseline.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
That's what they used to. That's what the wedding photographers used to do. They used to smudge the edge of the lens. They didn't have Photoshop, so they just smudged it, or they actually put Vaseline on their lenses.
Yeah, lucky it wasn't my photos. Then we just smudged across the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, now I can see your legs. Now I get the legs comment.
Oh,
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, now I've got it.
Oh, I see. Oh, Lane is onto something. Because when you had the other shot, it looked like he had small legs on a big body. Got him.
Put my legs in.
Good pickup, Lane. It is easier to avoid rubbing your eyes after chopping chili in the current. Is it easier to avoid rubbing your eyes after chopping? Nice one, Maddie. Chopping chili in the current environment.
Chad, it's not the eyes you have to worry about.
What is it?
It's anything else you need to rub.
Oh, yeah. I've been.
Don't chop chili and then go for a bathroom break.
Yeah, been there, done that. That hurts.
We'll just say there is a little burning sensation. Okay, what I've done, I've just whisked up the if I'm going to use the Spanish salsa rojo, so red sauce. So it is just mixed up, and I added a little bit of flour just to thicken it up.
Great. I didn't know that you could do that. So I have learned something. A couple of things, actually. It's good.
All right. Now, I think we're about time to fry some chilies. So
I think these might be COVID safe because after you boil them, there'll be no germs on them, and then I think you could quite easily mail them to me.
If you want, I can pick them wearing gloves, mate. If that makes your life easier.
I will take any of your chilies. I will sacrifice my stomach ulcer condition.
Yeah,
that looks great.
Yeah.
That looks great. So what are you doing? What's the technique here?
Well, just rolling them in flour so the batter sticks, and then into a pan. And it's a pan. I'm actually using olive oil.
And you don't have a lot of oil there either. You're just gonna flip them. It's not like you submerge them.
Yeah, I'm not deep frying them. I'm literally just coating them, so it's not as much oil and that kind of thing. So that also it means that the sauce will soak in a little bit nicer as well.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
Last one.
And by the time these are done, what is how firm are the chilies? By the time it's finished, is it kind of like, are they a bit soft, or are they still got a bit of crunch because you're not cooking them too long, or what's it like?
Because I've already blistered the chilies, they're already cooked.
But they're not like soft. They still got a bit of crunch to them, or not.
These chilies actually have a firm body.
Yep. Just remind us what type of chilies they are quickly.
Yeah, so they're actually quite, they're still firm but soft.
What chilies are they?
These are poblanos. So they're the very popular Mexican chili. These particular ones.
Yep.
So, I mean, it is literally just frying up the chilies. Now we'll just, hopefully this isn't too bad. We want it a little bit browner than that, but that's okay.
And and the cheese will melt in the inside? Is that the idea?
The cheese will soften because it's a cottage. It's a cream cheese and cheddar cheese. So under heat, it'll melt. It's got the egg in there, so it doesn't go all runny because the egg will cook at the same time. So it creates sort of like an internal parcel. It doesn't break out and gooey like say a chicken Kiev with the butter. It won't run out like that. It's going to give you a nice thick bit of cheese that when you cut through it, you've got that lovely bit of cheese, the chili. So any heat you get from the chili, you've got the cheese actually counteracting it. So that you've got that little bit of refuge if you're not into hot food.
Yep. We're losing the audio just a little bit. It might be the battery, the charger being connected. So a little bit less movement with the camera might help it stabilize a bit. I don't know.
All right, they're cooking off now.
Looks good. Almost looks like a dessert. So this is a pretty good for you, this meal. Can you guys hear me? Hello. Hang on. I don't know if this will make a difference. We might have to take the camera off the charger.
Charge is out.
Charge is out.
Oh, the charge is out. Oh, okay. We'll just do our best. Maybe if you just serve them up, because I don't know if we're going to get much better audio out of this. What's that doing? Already. Hey, Lauren, do you want to hook up the other mobile phone you have there? and Trevor can hold that camera, or vice versa. Sorry, guys. We'll be back in a second. I'm going to switch over to the other camera. It shouldn't take long. Oh, but then can we turn the? We might not be able to mute it though. Lauren, jump out. Trevor, you'll have to get onto the camera that is showing the bench, and you might have to move it so we can see you. Hold on, guys. We'll be there in a second. Sorry about this. Let's see, we might have to unmute it. No, this isn't happening. This is horrible. Why? He won't be able to hear me now. Hang on, I'll unmute. Oh, I can't unmute him. We'll see if he unmutes. Oh, yes! We're back. You can't get that up any high. Actually, no, we'll just look at your hands. We'll look at your hands. That's fine.
That's what we'll do. Speak to me, mate.
Here.
Yeah. Woohoo! We've got
Please
you.
don't give feedback. We just got a delay, that's all. We can live with that.
I'll put it this way, mate. You just need a guy getting electrocuted. Come up on the screen for 5 minutes. Technical difficulties.
Yeah. All right. So we're just plating up now. Have you got any suggestions for plating up?
It's really simple. Put the chili in, put a bit of sauce around it.
See, this is the kind of plating up that a builder does.
Damn straight, mate, and don't you forget it. So here we go. We've got a beautiful chili.
Oh, lovely.
Yep, golden brown. And
now you are going to cut this open for us in a minute, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. What we'll do is like that.
Beautiful. Lovely. Now, Lauren, would you mind actually taking the webcam off its perch? And if you just carry it down closer so we get a nice close-up of this being cut in half. Because that is the crescendo, most satisfying moment, I think. Look at this. I love this. I love this show. It's so rough and raw.
Definitely raw, mate. There's no arguments there. But it's raw on
that.
This All right.
All right.
Ready?
We've kind of got focus. Yeah, we are ready. The golden buzzer moment. Oh, look at that. Come on. Oh.
That's the money shot.
That is the money shot. And I saw that kind of drip out too. That was just great. I could watch that in slow motion.
Oh,
Well done.
you're gonna eat it?
Oh, I'll eat
That's
it.
fantastic.
It's a bit hot, but there's nothing stopping me eating it.
Everyone's jealous. Good? You happy with it?
I'm very happy with it.
Give us tell us what you're experiencing.
Okay. Obviously, I'm getting
Heaven.
I'm getting a tomato sauce that's just got that nice oregano background flavour. Then I've got the poblano chili, which is a mild chili, just really earthy type flavours. And then I've got the melted cheese. So we all know what melted cheese is like. And it's deep fried.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to lose on there, mate. Nothing to lose.
Yep. And just a reminder to people, there is the Instagram page that you need to go to learn more and follow Trevor. And Trevor, are you happy to come back on at some time? And Lauren? Sure. Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, get in there, Lauren.
I cut my arm not long enough.
You need longer.
Trevor, help her out. Hi, Lauren. Thank you so much. Thanks for being our cameraman. You did a smashing job.
Thank you.
Yep. So, all right. Well, I'm going to throw the challenge out there to our viewers and anyone who watches this, that we would like to do a bit of a chili challenge. We need four people to volunteer. We'll get you all on here via webcams, and Trevor will choose a series of chilies going from lower strength to higher strength, and would love to get everyone's reactions, and we'll make that fun and interesting. But thank you so much, Trevor and Lauren, for helping us out tonight.
No, I hope everyone enjoyed it, buddy. I really do.
No worries. And no worries. My pleasure. And don't forget, what's Bitten By Chilli. So go there on Instagram and on the website and check out Trevor and say good day. Ask him any questions you need. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
See you later.
Thanks, Chad.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye.